Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. A very light one, this one. It's just a little bit of hypocrisy, and I thought, yeah, fair enough. It's a fair comment to make. So there is a woman who has started a nightclub, and she says it's for women only. It's all female, and she gets about 2,000 women turning up every time she does these nights. And I'm thinking, well, that's okay, and that's absolutely fine. And I'm happy in principle for something like this. And if women want to go and enjoy an all-female club, do a bit of dancing, a bit of drinking, some of them are going to be lesbians, I'm sure, give them a chance to hook up. Not a problem at all to me as a man. I don't care because I am completely unfussed by anything like this. However, we must look at the hypocrisy of it. But let's look at the article first and then just look at a little bit of hypocrisy that's going on and then come up. But it is all light-hearted. I mean, no ill will at all. Just wanted to clarify it. But I just want to push a point, that's all. So let's look at the article. So this woman says, Teddy Edwards and that. Teddy Edwards, I remember that from when I was a child. It was a television programme about a little toy stuffed bear. Anyway, I created an all-female nightclub to stop men ruining my night out. And 2,000 women turn up every time. Teddy Edwards, 32, is the founder and director of Lick, a woman-only venue. 2,000 tickets sell out every time an event in London is held, says the event organiser. Taking to TikTok recently, Teddy shared her story, which quickly went viral. And that's absolutely fine. But, you know, we'll come to where I have the little, the laugh of hypocrisy, if we will. So an event organiser has revealed how she created a popular all-female nightclub in London after a man ruined my night out for the very last time 6 years ago. Teddy Edwards, 32, is the founder. That's not very gallant, you know, telling people their age of these ladies. Is the founder and director of Lick, a woman-only venue with a focus on LGBTQ, which I mentioned at the beginning, in Britain's capital, with 2,000 tickets selling out every time an event is held. And speaking to the publication, Teddy, who recently romantically linked to Love Island's Amber Gill after the pair enjoyed a flirty social media exchange, this is boring and fluff, we don't care, said her own experience with men in nightclubs inspired Lick. And there we go. She said, I started it because I'd had enough of going to straight clubs and every single time having some sort of issue with men. The final straw that broke the camel's back was I walked into my friend's album label launch in Shoreditch, and within seconds a man grabbed my ponytail and pulled me backwards across the club all the way to the bar because he wanted to buy me a drink. And she's an attractive woman. I can see why people would want to introduce themselves, although the way it was done, of course, is incredibly wrong. No, I mean, you know, you don't do that. If you're showing an interest in someone, you introduce yourself, inquire if they're okay, inquire if they'd like a drink, and then hopefully that person will be intrigued enough to accept a drink and get the conversation going. That's fine. There's nothing there. But what happened to her was quite wrong. Just make that clear. She said, Lick is highly successful now, she said, but for the first 3 years she barely made a penny. Well, good luck to her. I mean, if she's offering a service, people are willing to pay for it. Excellent. And I don't have a problem with this. You know, she's had a bad experience and she started a lady-only club. Absolutely fine. Okay. Hypocrisy number one. There used to be men-only clubs in London. Things like the Carlton Club, for example. And these were exclusive men. And women didn't like the fact that there were exclusively men clubs. And so women kept pushing and pushing and pushing until eventually laws were changed that you couldn't have men-only clubs. And there were golf clubs that were men-only, or that only men could play on certain days and things. And again, the women push because they said this was unfair, this wasn't right. So I think I'm going to ask Teddy Edwards, next time she's hosting one of these ladies-only nights, if I could have a couple of tickets for me and a friend to go along. Because obviously you can't be exclusionary anymore. You know, the very fact that women wanted entrance to men-only facilities, obviously, for the sake of fairness, means that men should have the same right of access. Otherwise, it would be completely wrong. Unless the women are willing to give up that right and let men have men-only clubs. You know, if that's, you know, if you want to fight for that fairness, for that equality, you know, let's have that equality. Also, she hasn't addressed whether she means biological women or men who pretend to be women. If I was a man and I put on a bit of lippy and a frock, would I be welcome? And where do you draw the line? Do I have to have an operation, or does simply self-identifying count? And of course, if she was having this in Scotland, with the change of the law there, anyone can just simply say, oh, I'm a woman now, and gain access. And she would legally not be allowed to stop them. So I don't think she's addressing this problem. Now, of course, I'm playing loose, fast and loose here. The point I'm making isn't that this woman is running this club. I mean, good luck to her. I don't care. It's not the sort of club I'd be wanting to go to. I mean, I can't abide nightclubs anyway. And also, given the fact that I'm a heterosexual straight, man, and these are going to be predominantly lesbian women, going there would be, well, should we say, fairly pointless exercise for me. I mean, I wouldn't. But, that's how it is. The point I'm making is, of course, that she is pushing something for which the world is now changing. Everything has now got to be equality bound. You can't discriminate because of sex or gender. And yet she's creating this in an era when, as a woman, she doesn't feel safe. And I completely get it. And so she's saying, let's have a women-only space so that we are safe and men aren't there. But she's not addressing the issue of whether trans women are welcome. And she's not addressing the issue of the inequality of having a woman-only group, and yet women still pushing for women still pushing for access to men-only spaces. Men aren't allowed to have men-only spaces anymore. I mean, outside of sort of changing rooms and hospital wards, but even then, that's all changing, as we know. I've done videos on that. So it is increasingly difficult, and that's where the hypocrisy of all this comes in. Not her hypocrisy. As I say, I support her and her right to have a safe venue for women. Don't care. But can we at least have the pretense of equality and still allow men-only clubs, men-only golf days, men-only spaces? So that was it, really. That's just the hypocrisy of it was there. And also the changing social norms. How do you address these things? Anyway, it was a very quick video. As I say, I wasn't going to get into depth. It was just something light and fluffy that I saw, and I thought it was worth a video. Anyway, I shall round off, come up and finish. I will say, if you had a nightclub just filled with men, that would be boring, wouldn't it? Men all standing around the edge of the dance floor doing that. Drinking, because not one of them will be on their floor dancing on his own. I mean, yes, there are nightclubs that are predominantly men, but not the sort that I would go to. Like I say, I'm straight. But that's how it goes. And, I wish her luck. I hope a venue succeeds. I really do. I mean, in these times, grab any opportunity you can, love. Go with it. Hope it's successful. Hope it works. I hope the women who go there enjoy themselves. That's fine. It was just... can we have a golf club? Can we have a club just for men? Do you think that'd be okay? I don't mean a nightclub, just somewhere men can go, talk, and have a good time. Anyway, I shall stop before I get myself in trouble. Thanks very much for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications of future output, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't go to places you shouldn't be, and goodbye.